Hey, Brian coming at you. I have something that I am really excited to share with everybody. It's something in a lot of my one-on-ones that I have been really conveying to a lot of people. And it's something that I've really been, the more and more I talk to more people, and the more I realize how everybody's very uniquely different, right? But we're all trying to approach the way we build our businesses the same way, or here's what it all boils down to. Because when I'm describing this to people, what I see a lot of the times is people, they have
I feel like she's having
this passion in life that is a great thing. More often than not, it's rooted in helping people. People have these passions that they just want to help people, but they have the different ways they want to do them. Health and wellness is a big one. Another one I see is human trafficking, fighting against that, the environment. I've talked to people about ones with gardening. I've talked with people about so many different things that they're incredibly passionate about. And what's really amazing to me is when I start talking to them and how they approach their business and how they talk to people about their business, especially even on social media, is what tends to happen is we lose our brain a little bit and we stop moving. We go from here to up here. That's what tends to happen with so many of us, that I think that's where we start to feel this salesy feeling. Like, I don't want to feel salesy. I hate feeling salesy. Well, I think that's because we're talking from here and not here, right? And so the reason why I titled this How to Maximize Your Social Media for Your Business is I want people to stop living in their network marketing business or their company and start living in their passions. And the good question to ask yourself is, what am I passionate about in life? And make it general, make it very broad. Don't be like, I'm really passionate about how my product does X, Y, and Z. No, that's not what you're passionate about. You're passionate about the result that your product can bring. That's the end result is what you're passionate about, which ultimately is helping people in one particular way or the other. And so what I think will help people so much get rid of this salesy feeling and help maximize their social media is being able to take a step back and say, I'm going to talk about my passions first and foremost. I'm not going to talk about Lotion Potion Cream Incorporated Extraordinaire and how great my owner is or how great X, Y, and Z thing is. I'm going to talk about my general passions in life. And people tend to follow passions. They don't follow a product or a service. My phone's about to die, bear with me. It's like it was at 30% and then all of a sudden Facebook Lives like to take battery power. So there we go. And so taking a step back about all of this. And hey, Teresa, you inspired me to do this call today along with the other person I talked to, I coached with earlier, Crystal. And then also everybody I've coached with. This is the one thing that I'm focusing on with people is, what is your passion? Let people feel your passion. Let people hear your passion. And I would say, let's say you're doing 10 Facebook posts, 5 of those need to be about your passion, the very bare minimum. Like 4 of them need to be about your life. Just, hey, having fun at the park this weekend with the kids, or this is what's going on, I'm renovating this, or whatever, right? And then have that 1 or 2 thing be about your product or service that you offer. And what's amazing when that happens is the engagements with your passions are going to be incredibly high, and the conversion rates on the posts about your product or service are going to be a lot higher as well, because people are going to start thinking about you, about what your passion is. So I talked about this earlier, is what image do you want people to see you as online? There's a guy on my feed. As soon as I see his name creep up, I know almost what his posts are going to be about, and they're very controversial. He's amazing at it. He asks questions that are very controversial, or he'll make a statement and then ask for people's thoughts, and they're very controversial type questions, or very controversial type statements, but he's not making the claim. He's just publishing something out there, and he gets these massive engagements, and he loves to do it because that's his passion in life, is engaging people on a different level, getting them to think outside the box. He's amazing at it. And I know what he does for a living, and he rarely talks about it. And so if we applied the same logic where we are doing these things where we're exposing our passions to the world instead of exposing our products and services to the world, imagine if when people see your name pop up before they even see what you post, instead of them just going, yep, another blah, blah, blah post about their company or product or service, and they just swipe past it and they don't even take a look at it. Or if they're a close friend of yours and they're feeling sorry, they just give you that token like. Give them a like so they feel good, right? They're going to see what you're talking about or see an article or something that you're passionate about, and they're going to be intrigued by it, because we are all attracted to greatness. If you really think about it, greatness is, that's why we love watching sports as a general population. I know Ashley would disagree. She doesn't like sports. But we are attracted to those things. We are attracted to people who are outstanding and can achieve high level of things, and people don't get there unless they're passionate about them. You look at, sports, basketball is a big one, like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, Tom Brady in football. All these people are incredibly passionate about what they do, which translates to incredible success in what they do. And if we can apply the same logic with how we live our lives and how we use our social media as a platform for our passions instead of a soapbox for what we're trying to sell, I think, well, that's a tweetable. I feel like that's what's going to encourage people to, really engage and comment or say, hey, thanks, this was really helpful, or I really love this. I mean, I see it. I've been studying, I just go through my posts now, my Facebook feed, and that's what I look for. I look for people who are getting a lot of engagements, and they're asking questions. Okay, they are genuinely interested in what people are having to say, what they're thinking about, and they're putting their passions out there on display for people. And that's honestly what we get on Facebook for. We get on Facebook for us to talk about us and what we're thinking and what we're feeling and different things like that. And for two, I mean, obviously for entertainment on that end, but for two, to vocalize our passions, to have a platform for this stuff. And I see it all over the place. A topic that I don't know how everybody feels about, but I see so many people posting about vaccines, right? And those topics, I'm not saying go out and post topics on vaccines, but I see so many people post anti-vaccine postings, and they get a lot of encouragement from other people that are like-minded from them. It's a very volatile subject, right? But they get a lot of yeah, way to go, blah, 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 blah. And then they get that one token guy that comes in and goes, you're an idiot, and blah, 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 right? But the thing is they're getting people's attention. And one thing I heard a long time ago when we started all the social media training and learning more about it was, if you get their attention, you get their money, which is a very marketing way to look at it. But it's very, very true. If you get their attention and you can keep them locked in with that, you can transfer them to so many other things. And that's why, you post something about your family, you post stuff about your passions, and then every once in a while you say, but always have what you post about your product tied in with the passion. And you're going to get people who are way, way more interested. So let's take that outside of social media for a second, and let's apply that to other areas of our life. Let's apply that to in person, out and about in the world, because the same psychology applies when you're in front of somebody and versus online as well, because people's minds still pretty much work the same way with what they're willing to give their time, energy, and efforts to. If anything, in person, they're being a little bit kinder. So if you apply that same idea outside of your passion, outside of social media, and you're talking about your passions in life, it works for Ashley and I. When we talk to people about how much Ashley did this at a networking event, just to give you guys a quick story. She decided, I'm going to go to this women's networking group, and I'm going to talk about our passion. And she didn't use those words, but I'm paraphrasing. She talked about the things that inspire us and things that we enjoy and things that we like and things that we're incredibly passionate about, which is helping people's mindsets, helping people grow their businesses, and so on and so forth. And she had so many people come up to her and talk to her and ask her about things. And she was kind of flippant about our product and service. She was kind of like, yeah, and I have this thing, blah, 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 and we're really excited about this. People came up and they actually asked us about the product or service. How crazy is that? How crazy is that people would do, because we weren't even talking too much about our product or service, but people were more interested in that. And so use that outside of social media as well. Talk about your product or service secondary. Live in the passion. Don't live in your product or service. And when you do that, people will follow you. People will be attracted to you. And so, by the way, I'm doing these lives and stuff from this group. I'm going to download this and then upload it into our Facebook page so people can eventually see it. But if you have anybody on your team that you see is really struggling on social media, add them to the group, tag them in this post, and that way we can convey and help them out as well, because I'm going to post all of our trainings, all of our Facebook Lives, all of our Talk It Out Tuesdays are going to be here first, where you guys can have active engagement in the posts. And during the lives, you guys are going to have first access in this Facebook group, and then later on it'll be posted on our page. So you're going to want to get your people in on this as well. We're over 100 people now, which I didn't expect that to happen. That was incredibly fast. In less than a week, we had over 100 people in this group. So I'm excited about that. That's really stinking awesome. But we want to see more. We'd like to have 1,000 people, 10,000 people in this group. That way we can share this information with them. So with that, I'll let you go. And I'm going to post this on our page here in a little bit too, but I'm going to give it a while. So add your people, tag them in this. And to wrap it all up, live inside that passion. Promote your passion, talk about your passion, blog about your passion, find articles about your passion, read about it, post about it, all that different fun stuff. And people are going to engage with that. And then you can kind of bring up every once in a while that your product or service. That's how you're going to maximize social media. You're providing value to people within your passion, and then you can bring up your product or service. So, and by the way, we're going to be doing a lot more in-depth trainings on social media and the stuff that we've been learning. So with that, I will let you go, and I will see you tomorrow on the Talk It Out Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I think 10 a.m. Pacific time. And you guys, it's going to be in the group, so you get access to it first. So get your people in here so they can ask their questions live instead of later, and they don't get to ask their questions. Sad face. So I will talk to you later, and see you tomorrow.